Alright, beautiful people, I'm back again, and now we're going to talk about compound sentences. I think you probably get compound sentences. Simple sentences are not that simple. Compound sentences, pretty cut and dried. You have to have two subjects doing two different things. That's it. Again, all of this other stuff, your adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, interjections, all of those things are there to add detail, to sometimes to confuse you if this is the kind of thing that you're looking for, is just identifying them, but they help your sentences and they make your sentences more interesting. The one thing that we want to point out on compound sentences is this, but right down here, the conjunctions, okay? Conjunctions connect or combine. And so in this case, for compound sentences, we're only going to use fanboys. I am going to say that I would say that that's 100% of the time, but I'm not going to because I don't believe in completely 100% of anything. So we have, there may be other words that you could use, like you could use a semicolon, and that would create a compound sentence, but we're not going to worry about those right now. So here is my sentences up here. You have to have a subject and a verb, plus a subject and a verb. Combine, the plus here is a conjunction. We're going to use fanboys. So you've got for and or, no, for and nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay, only use those, please. All right, those are the words you're going to be looking for compound sentences. All the other stuff is just fairy dust that you've just put on the sentence to make it sound really, really good. Okay, that was the cat. All right, so the cow barked and the horse sang. So I have a subject and I have a verb, and then there's my conjunction, and I have another subject and I have another verb. Now the question always is, do I need to have a comma? I am a comma person right now. Remember what I've told you before, when you know the rules, then you can break the rules. This happens to be a pretty short sentence, and you probably would not need the comma there. In fact, a lot of teachers will tell you don't put the comma there, it's too short, you don't need it, and people get comma happy. However, for our purposes, we're going to put a comma. That way we know the rule, it's a compound sentence, we're going to put a comma. The burly cow in the pasture barked, but the happy horse sang until noon. All right? Again, we have to boil it down. There's the first thing that I notice on here, and different pen, the first thing I notice about this sentence is that it has the word but, and I know that that's a fanboy, and it has a comma, because I wrote it correctly. So I know that this is connecting or combining two things. So I have to look on either side to make sure that there's a subject and a verb, okay? So I have the burly cow in the pasture barked. Okay, this is obviously what's happening. Who is doing the barking? The cow. All right, so there's my first subject and verb. So I go to the other side of the but. The happy horse sang until noon. All right, so what's the action? What's happening? Oh, well, the horse is, there's something is singing. Who's singing? Horse. I've boiled it down, and I've met that criteria. Okay, all of the other stuff is glitter. Okay, it's the icing. It's just extra. All right, it's like, you know, putting sprinkles in the middle of a cupcake. Right, you open the cupcake and there you got sprinkles. All right, now here we got burly describes cow in the pasture is going to be a prepositional phrase. Happy describes horse. Until noon is saying when. Until is a weird word, but it is a preposition. All right, so there we have that, and if I have to change that, which I may just do right now, let's look at that, because until is one of those weird words. All right, so let's look up until, because I have to do that too. I have to make sure that I'm using that correctly. Until the cow comes home. It's a conjunction or a preposition. Yeah, I knew it was a conjunction. It can be a conjunction, but that's going to be with complex sentences, okay? In this case, because I just have a noun right here, it's going to be a preposition. So, two prepositional phrases. I got some adjectives thrown in there. it is a compound sentence. Compound sentences, again, you could have as many interrupters through there. You have to pinpoint where those fanboy words are. All right? If you're looking at the sentence and you see a but, or an and, or so, or for, all right? Let me give you another one, though, that is I don't want to trip you up, but I want to show you what can happen when you are looking for that. You see it and you say, oh, automatically that's going to be a compound sentence. If I said, the burly cow in the pasture barked, but didn't see the singing horse. Okay, so what's happening in the sentence? I've got my but word there, right? So I'm going to have to look on either side. I've got cow, subject. What is he doing? He's barking. I have the word fanboy there. And I didn't put a comma for whatever reason. I didn't put a comma there. Didn't see the singing horse. Who or what didn't see the singing horse? Okay, it's the cow. So I have one subject plus two verbs. What kind of sentence is that? Simple. Okay, gotta be careful. Just because you see one of those fanboy words does not necessarily make it a compound sentence. All right, so please be careful on those. And this, guys, is total review. All right, is someone ever gonna, in your job in the future, gonna say, hey, is this a complex sentence? No, but you need to be able to write clear sentences. All right, and if you know all of the building blocks over here, and you know the basics of sentence structure, that syntax, that's going to make your sentences stronger. And that's what I need. And that's what you need. All right? So that is compound sentences. I'm going to post the first 3 videos, let you watch them, take notes on them. You can use your notes to take the quiz. Okay? And then I will post complex and compound complex sentences after the Google Meet, which I'm getting ready to have at 10 o'clock in 15 minutes. So hope this helps a little bit. And then we'll move on to the other 2. Okay? All right, beautiful people. Hang in there.